Welcome back, viewers, to the latest researches and news. Today, 3 developments. Firstly, about Rapid Support Forces have reportedly captured the Shoaiba military camp in Blue Nile state. Videos are circulating. Secondly, Sudan's air defenses reportedly intercepted a large-scale drone attack. And in the last about, a UAE-linked cargo aircraft has been spotted landing at Addis Ababa International Airport. We explain the context and what analysts are saying about it. Reports indicate that Rapid Support Forces fighters have captured the Shoaiba military camp, located north of Kaysan, also referred to as Gaysan, in Sudan's Blue Nile state. Videos are circulating on social media showing Rapid Support Forces fighters inside what is described as the Shoaiba camp. We have seen this footage. The footage appears consistent with the described location. Sudanese armed forces have not yet released an official detailed response specifically about Shoaiba at time of this report. The capture of Shoaiba, if confirmed and held, represents a further advance by Rapid Support Forces in the Blue Nile area, following the earlier capture of Kaysan, which we covered in a previous video. The Rapid Support Forces have been making incremental gains in this zone, an area that sits close to the Ethiopia-Sudan border and close to the route that reportedly passes through Ethiopian territory. It is worth noting that Sudanese armed forces aligned sources have disputed earlier Rapid Support Forces territorial claims in the same area. The ground situation in Blue Nile state has involved conflicting claims throughout. Viewers should follow developments as the situation is verified. A significant development in the airspace over Sudan. According to sources cited in multiple reports, Sudan's air defense and ground-based anti-aircraft units intercepted a large-scale drone attack attributed to Rapid Support Forces. Approximately 20 one-way attack drones, the type designed to fly into a target and detonate on impact, were reportedly launched targeting areas in Khartoum and River Nile state. Air defenses shut down a number of drones reported to be west of Omdurman, the city that sits across the Nile from Khartoum, and has seen significant fighting throughout this conflict. 5 additional drones were reportedly intercepted approximately 30 kilometers southwest of Omdurman in River Nile state. No casualties were reported from this interception. Separately, drones were also reportedly detected over El Obeid, the capital of North Kordofan state, around the same time. The breadth of locations targeted in this reported attack is notable. Omdurman, Omdurman, and El Obeid are not on the same front line. They are spread across different parts of Sudan. This pattern reflects what analysts have been describing as an evolving Rapid Support Forces strategy, using drone attacks to strike at urban areas and civilian infrastructure far from the immediate front lines, imposing costs and uncertainty beyond the zones of direct ground combat. Whether Sudan's air defense successfully neutralized all drones, and whether any damage occurred beyond what has been officially acknowledged, has not been independently confirmed. An Elysian IL-76TD cargo aircraft linked to the United Arab Emirates has been observed landing at Addis Ababa International Airport. The IL-76TD is a large Soviet-designed military transport and cargo aircraft widely used for both civilian and military logistics across the Middle East and Africa. Its appearance in Addis Ababa has attracted attention from aviation monitors and regional analysts because of the broader context. Ethiopia has been accused by Sudan of allowing its territory to be used for Rapid Support Forces operations. And the United Arab Emirates has been publicly identified as a significant backer of the Rapid Support Forces in Sudan's civil war. Aviation monitoring organizations have tracked similar IL-76TD flights connected to UAE logistics networks in other regional conflict contexts. The landing of such an aircraft in Addis Ababa raises questions from analysts about what cargo was transported and for whom, but no official information about the flight's cargo has been made public, and neither Ethiopia nor the UAE has commented. We report this observation as it has been independently tracked by aviation monitors. The significance of the flight, what it was carrying, whether it is connected to the Sudan conflict, and who authorized it remains to be established. Let us now step back and look at the broader regional picture, because what is happening in Blue Nile state and in Sudan's airspace does not exist in isolation. The southern front of Sudan's conflict has become one of the most strategically significant zones to watch. Rapid support forces and their allies reportedly advancing with some degree of support from Ethiopian territory have been making gains in Blue Nile state. The Sudanese armed forces are working to contain those gains. How this plays out could influence the wider balance of relationships between Ethiopia, Sudan, Eritrea, South Sudan, Egypt, and the United Arab Emirates. On one side of the regional alignment, Egypt and Eritrea have positioned themselves closer to Sudan's military government, the Sudanese armed forces, throughout this conflict. Both countries have their own reasons for preferring that Khartoum's official military maintains control rather than seeing the Rapid Support Forces and their backers gain ground. On the other side, Ethiopia has been accused by Sudan and by Sudanese armed forces aligned analysts of allowing the Rapid Support Forces and allied groups to operate from Ethiopian territory. The Ethiopian federal government has not accepted this characterization publicly, but the accusation is persistent and is being made at an official Sudanese level. The United Arab Emirates has been publicly identified across multiple international reports as a significant financial and material backer of the Rapid Support Forces. The presence of UAE-linked cargo aircraft in Addis Ababa is being read by analysts in this context as a possible logistics link in a chain that connects UAE support for the Rapid Support Forces through Ethiopian territory. South Sudan has reached an agreement with Khartoum's government and is publicly maintaining a position of neutrality. South Sudan has significant interests in Sudan's stability, particularly related to oil pipelines and economic links, and is attempting to stay out of the conflict while it borders one of its most active fronts. The risk, if the Rapid Support Forces continue advancing in Blue Nile, Sudan may feel increasing pressure to respond more aggressively, including potentially striking near the Ethiopian border, if it concludes that Ethiopian territory is being used against it. That would represent a significant escalation, turning what is currently a conflict inside Sudan into a direct confrontation between two neighboring states. The southern front is no longer a secondary theater. It is becoming a central factor in determining what this regional crisis looks like in its next phase. Three developments today, connected by the same regional thread. Rapid Support Forces have reportedly captured Shoaiba camp in Blue Nile state, extending their gains in an area close to the Ethiopian border. Sudan's air defenses report intercepting approximately 20 Rapid Support Forces drones, targeting Khartoum and River Nile state, and a UAE-linked cargo aircraft has landed at Addis Ababa, raising questions that remain unanswered. The Sudan conflict is becoming a regional struggle. Egypt and Eritrea are aligned with the Sudanese armed forces. Ethiopia is accused of supporting the Rapid Support Forces side. The United Arab Emirates is a documented backer of the Rapid Support Forces, and South Sudan is trying to stay neutral while sitting at the edge of an active front. How these alliances develop and whether the Southern Front produces a direct Ethiopia-Sudan confrontation will be among the most important questions in this region over the coming weeks. We will keep reporting every confirmed development as it emerges. Like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an update.